production value of the show is really off the roof.
There we go. We're starting out with the third, volume 3, issue number 2. And I'm starting now, by the way, guys, in case you haven't noticed by the issue.
Ooh.
The cover art opens and we see this vault door, this humongous vault door. If you ever saw Spider-Man, it's kind of like that, kind of like thick wiring. And it's blown, and it's like there's like a gigantic hole in it, and we see our heroes kind of like looking in through the hole. And so we start. It is June 12th.
Yes, it is.
Verification.
Yes.
Your door rings to your little habit at the kind of like where did you say, like Air Force?
Airport. Yeah, it's
Airport.
The airport. And basically just permanently rented hangar. Okay. I look on the on like the I guess it's not technically an intercom, it's an exocom, but that.
You hear your requisition has been filled.
Excellent. One moment, allow me to enter my encounter suit. And 30 seconds later, they're opening both the airlock.
And it kind of opens, and what on your wish list of modules for like your ship and suit, what did you want?
Okay, so the suit's obviously going to need a replacement plasma lance. There is also I also wanted a broad spectrum sensor unit and basically like the magical equivalent of a grounding rod.
Alright.
Whatever we engineer to not be hit by magic.
I'm gonna say it's like this kind of like weird like no grenade.
Oh, okay, so an anti-magic bomb?
Yeah.
Nice.
It's gonna be like a stun grenade. But he kind of hands the modules to you, and this suit is also in this kind of like hover case.
Ooh.
And you open it up, and you see the suit's visors have been kind of extended outwards a little bit to fit the hardware in.
Mm-hmm.
Plasma lance is just like new. You kind of check the insides, and the wiring's also a bit more protected.
Is this the new Mark? Is this the new Mark III, or is it an old Mark II again?
They took your Mark II and they refurbished it a little.
Okay, got it.
This is why you're getting new modules.
Yay! It's Space Christmas come early. Also, I just realized I haven't been holding my. Anyway.
But so Space Christmas has come in June.
These are all very effective. Have you reloaded my H2 as well for the ship?
All of it's done.
Excellent. This is hugely appreciated.
The superiors like the results. Serial number X59, and he goes on. And we get the little squiggly ones in the comic again. And then he goes, the last mission was at the end. Well done. The collective will was served. They wish for that to continue.
For the collective will.
You are also forthwith to gather your team as soon as possible to your hobby. as Earthlings might say, or your secondary assignment,
Yes, sir.
there's been a development in the intergalactic community that needs to be looked at.
Acknowledged. I will immediately gather them. And
And with that, the courier kind of just makes the customary salute and exuns himself.
yep. And verification pulls the hover case back into the airlock. It's almost it's like excitedly, almost greedily, but with a touch of awe. This is like, it's like his eyes are wide, and it's like, and as he strips out, I guess is basically using like a backup suit, since the first one was getting refurbed. So as he strips out of that, verification calls the rest of the team on videophone, or let's see. Yeah, we do have communicators, right? We still have communicators. Okay.
Yeah, but it's not so much a video phone. It's like what's the communicator like, Travis?
It was more like an audio communicator.
Oh, okay.
Like a
a hyper powerful radio.
Yeah.
Okay.
Pager, maybe.
All units of the Calamity.
Can you stop calling us units?
It is an appropriate term.
It's not. We're your friends, your buddies, your comrades. How about comrades?
No, you basically, I mean, if I do that, you'll just call me a space communist.
You're already a space communist.
Comrade defenders of Earth.
Okay, we can go with that.
There is a situation. Calamity, assemble.
Bastion
And the girl
sits in front of his communicator like, I'm not gonna say that was my line, but okay.
And the girl just goes, they have a tag, and then her dad kind of like pops up from like one of the lanes, like with a Mountain Dew, and goes, "What?" It's like, "Nothing, Dad." And he kind of just shrugs and then just goes, like, disappears back into the aisle.
Assemble. Calamity, assemble. Awkward silence.
Yeah.
At the. Sorry, was I supposed to get out of that we should assemble at the Illuminati base, or at
your place?
At your secondary assignment.
Okay, so when he says secondary assignment, is he referring to the Illuminati or no?
Yeah.
Okay, he is. Okay, yeah. At the Illuminati base.
Alright. Yeah.
An audible sigh from Bastion.
I run from my living room into the garage. Is the motorcycle already got done?
And you kind of just see, like, the parts are there. And he's kind of slumped over on the tool bench.
Dead.
Snoring.
Aww.
Well, public transportation it is, and then I get in my suit and run to the bus stop.
You're just sitting there in your like cape and your and your sort of venom.
Waiting patiently for the bus to arrive.
Bastion's already learned what like bullshit entrance is nearby his house, so he just uses it.
Yeah, they never expanded it to the suburbs. For some reason.
It's almost like they don't want to disturb someone.
Yeah.
or something.
They don't want to dig. They're wanting to avoid digging too deep.
They wanted to avoid a certain someone who lives in the suburbs, who they have explicit agreements to not.
Not have Illuminati stuff around him.
It's probably
Or
his
just
mom.
their house.
Yeah.
Still
makes,
got
makes
someone.
sense.
Someone catched on to the implication. No one fucks with Madam Nix.
Oh, I thought it was the
So
choice.
basically, she's like Arya.
If Arya was rumored to be a god, yeah.
No, she's not a god. She is Omega.
If she was rumored to be a god, then yeah, you could say Madam Nix is almost. I mean, Arya is almost as powerful. From that criminal butthole of Mass Effect. I mean, not butthole, butt plug. Criminal butt plug.
Oh my gosh! I just realized you're right. Cannot unsee.
Yeah, I arrived there probably later than everybody else.
In any case, I thought like anyone who saw Omega got like that was the first joke that entered their mind.
I mean, I'm surprised it didn't for me, but I was also much younger when I first played through that, and like,
In any case,
yeah. In any case, let's just move on.
Joey, you take the nearest Bucks to like the nearest McDonald's, which is weirdly 15 minutes away from your house bus ride.
Yeah.
And you kind of just like you swap $1. The guy gives like what does he give you, like a fry or something to like go, or like do you even eat McDonald's? Not really. Yeah.
Not really.
He kind of just points to like the employee restroom.
Oh, okay. And I run there with flowing cape behind me.
And when you like in there, you get like you go to the sink, you turn on the water, and instead there's just this humongous vacuum that just slides you in. Bastion, you just go outside, make a quick left, like make 2 quick lefts, and you just see the dumpster.
I hate my life.
Aww.
He's gonna open the dumpster. God
Sparkling
damn it.
clean. It just smells awful because you've tested this, and there's little vents outside of it.
Better not track on my fucking suit. He just kind of like climbs in.
Throwing it inside. In any case, you just get blinded as you kind of like fall into the couch, and then Sprawl. Oh, Sprawl. What's your reaction to the message? You were pretty quiet during the exchange.
Yes, Sprawl comes on after everybody's talking en route, and then he is in one of his empty warehouses that he hangs out in. He basically runs and jumps out of one of the windows, and then his electromag powers kick on. And he starts flying towards the nearest transport to the base.
Oh, you can fly now.
Yeah, the dynamo engine is kind of created like this anti-gravity thing based off magnetic whatever.
Just
Nice.
assume that Sprawl can do just about anything.
Yeah, think about how like Magneto kind of flies.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
But in any case, Sprawl, you kinda... Where shall I have you go? You go back to, like, the park. Like, one of the local parks into, like, one of the fountains. You drink from it. You don't even know how it makes you, like, dizzy. You thought like your biology doesn't even work somehow.
Nano DMT.
Maybe nano DMT or maybe Benadryl still affects you like a mother chucker. In any case, you just remember seeing two guys in black suits with sunglasses standing over you. And you all, like, every single person kind of like just ends up on the couch.
I'll make sure to clear the couch once I'm on the couch.
What?
Like, as soon as Bastion got on the couch, he quickly left it in case someone else fucking fell from it.
Verification probably like lands on it right as he leaves. It's like, Your location is unusual.
Just kind of like lets out a shaky breath, and he's like, "Not this time. This time I'm better."
Any
And
case, Joey, you get kind of like spat out from like one of the vents onto the couch,
God, I hate this.
and then weirdly enough, from like there's a like one of the panels of the wall opens, and like coming from downstairs, there's just two guys carrying Sprawl.
What the heck?
Am I conscious while they're doing this?
Probably by now.
Did they experiment on you again?
I just kind of like turn my head and look up at both of them, and I don't know what happened.
Did you try the water fountain?
Yes. Yes, I did.
I had a feeling.
Yeah, that's a bad one. Well,
Haven't turned to the secretary. Like, so does Johnson want to see us, or?
No, he hates you all, and you're fired.
This is not excellent.
Knock, damn it.
you're a very
Knock.
bad secretary.
You're like his Fortune 500 investment.
Okay. No, don't need to be so sassy.
Guess that's a good thing.
I'm tired of all of you insulting my inventions. Go.
Wait, you're the one that made the waste.
Go!
Why did you design it in this manner?
Not technically I didn't make them, but I made the concepts in coffee room, and Dimitri helps.
It's probably the language barrier.
Being drugged and shoved into a van is not a nice way of transportation.
You don't know it was a van. Could have been a
Pretty-
limo or a mail truck.
It is a van.
Technically, every card that has a roof under is a van.
Let's rock already. Before
Yeah.
this gets even worse.
Guys, this is not a battle we can win. He just lost.
In any case, you come in and you see just Mr. Johnson sipping and like typing away at something. It's like, oh boys, oh thank God you're here. Oh, Jesus Christ, I've been getting emails all day.
Are we going back to
what?
space?
No, not at all. What made you think that?
Wishful thinking.
We would have to file a flight plan.
Either
Also, you
way,
think I'm gonna trust you with space missions? On your what, third assignment? I mean, the second one was great, gentlemen, but you know, still, that was a nice like comeback kid moment.
Well, I did say wishful thinking. I didn't expect it. I was just hoping.
Oh boy. Oh jeez. I need you to head to like this, like the bank of
Halcyon City Bank.
Nebulon 7. Alright? It's the Intergalactic Coalition Bank of like, it's kind of like a knowledge trust between all, like Earth and aliens. Alright? One of its vaults got raided. You're gonna be my response team on the ground. I want you guys prim, proper. And I need you to figure out and solve it. They haven't been discussed about what's missing, how much is missing, just that it's been broken into. And they haven't even said how many vaults. And all my cameras in the area are dead. And he points to like a screen with that's just fizzing, and like behind you, like near your ankle. Who's on like to like his like to the left of you guys? Who's on the farthest left?
No.
Say
Go ahead.
Say Sprawl is, I guess.
Yeah.
So Sprawl, by your ankle, there's just a fizzing television that's divided into like 9 squares. Alright, so
And where is this SETI bank? This branch of SETI Bank, Tau SETI Bank.
it's not
This is
House
on
City
Earth,
Bank.
right?
This is the Bank of Nebula 5. It's like it's a knowledge trust kind of deal, but you know, people put stuff in there that they find on Earth, and it's like sharing research almost. We just call it a bank because a lot of people have a lot of dangerous safety deposits there. Hero confiscation. Oh, God,
It's more like a vault.
it's a safe place to experiment, learn, and keep. It grates me that this is the compromise, and now this is like screwed up. Go.
Yes, sir.
I have emails to send. Oh geez, so many emails.
Out of character, has he given us directions or the location of the place?
The place is super obvious. It's like one of the like hallmarks of the city. It's one of the great sights or great wonders of Halcyon City.
Okay.
Is this kind of like super technologically kind of like cool looking ass building. Like it's almost it's like a skyscraper almost. But it's also surrounded by a thick wall, and like it's basically supposed to be again impregnable.
Okay, verification. Do we all just leave? And if we leave, verification will offer the ship.
Yeah, Bastion nods like, yeah, a ship would be the best way to go about it. Just make sure not to go too fast, alright?
Yeah, I'm sick of public transportation.
The amount of damage reports we had to fill on those windows were kind of ridiculous.
How fast is too fast?
Don't break anything.
Does that include the speed limit?
There's no sky speed limit last time I checked. Just don't... As long as there's no building damage caused by you starting or stopping the ship, we're good.
Okie dokie.
Or in between. He's like, I remember last time when I didn't specify the in between.
Okay, so I guess we go there.
Yeah, you exit via like this super spring kind of deal that like just flings you up into the lobby of the building. I think Bastion, you like flip 5 times trying to like
Dodge.
before you like land on your feet on top of the floor.
He's
Slightly.
like, shell shocked. Like, alright, just gotta have my morning coffee. And he just kind of drinks a second mug.
By the way, folks, whenever I say they leave, there's different the walls are paneled, and each one opens to something different. It's how the main office of the Illuminati's boss works.
Huh.
In any case,
So it's basically like the walls from Portal.
basically.
Nice.
In any case, yeah, you guys get in the ship. You know the building verification. Your people also have a stake in the building as well.
Okay.
It's something that everyone had to put stuff into.
Okay. Who's guarding it, or what's guarding it?
Everyone, to your knowledge, there's a rotation of a mixed kind of like security force.
Gotcha.
You see grunts from your kind of from the collective will there, just with like encounter suits and rifles.
Mhm.
You see Kafal, you see Wizardmen, you see a couple of the Horde of the Heavenly Knight, which is basically space Mongolians patrolling the
Wonderful.
area, armed with pistols and what looks to be empty hilts or empty handles of swords.
So lightsabers is what you're saying.
Maybe, maybe not. You'd have to learn to find out.
Okay.
In any
Who's-
case,
does it look like there's a reception desk?
yeah, you know there's a front entrance.
Okay.
In fact, the door is kind of like there. You kind of like get this kind of landing pad notice on the approach.
Okay. Let me set it down where it looks like we're supposed to be.
All right, yep. You get to the landing pad, and there's like again a mixed guard. There's specifically this cat with a scar over its eye, and he's leading kind of like this guard of 4 robots behind him from different alien cultures. There's obviously 2 from his own race that they kind of like have these mostly like humanoid bodies with legs kind of like a leopard and these kind of cat-like heads. You know these are extremely agile and extremely dangerous verification.
Okay. Are these Philanora?
Yeah, these are Felinora.
Ooh. Okay. And I'm assuming the other 2 robots are like collective will?
No, you see one from the Greys, which is kind of like a Dalek.
Nice.
Like it's just a moving turret.
An efficient design.
And you start to look at the 4th one, and you just realize it's this cyborg of this kind of like humanoid alien race with humongous ears. You can only tell it's a cyborg because of just the eyes and the kind of like lip that kind of like that's kind of brought up a little bit because of the horrendous scarring on it.
Sir, we are the calamity. We are here to fix the Wait. We are here to fix the problem.
Does the agency always take to being ironic?
Nah, it's our wheelhouse.
Nice to know you were at least a tiny bit creative. This way. And the cat kind of like sashays, and the guard kind of like follows in behind it. Verification, something's weird about this cat.
Should I read intention or assess the situation, or pierce the mask maybe?
You can pierce the mask if you want.
Okay.
Getting on that hustle.
Woo. Okay.
Ask me one question.
All right. Oh man. Can I hold on to this?
Nope.
Okay. What is he really planning? Does he have ulterior motive?
He not only wants to show you the vault, he wants to show you something else. Like, he wants to show you something that he has a personal stake in.
Interesting. Verification walks to catch up with him and says, what is it that you mean by irony?
The Calamity, a bunch of heroes made to solve problems, names themselves after a great problem.
So then you do not suspect anyone.
Suspect? That's what we brought you in here for. This is your wheelhouse. They came in. Well, you'll see.
So you have no suspects.
Once again, why do you think you're here? Obviously, they're not human. You all will see the results when we get there.
Yes, sir.
Sam, since when do we do investigations?
I mean, we've only done 2 jobs, so we haven't really built a track record of doing anything yet.
Yeah, that's what I mean. It's kind of weird.
Verification switches to the internal channel so that only the team can hear him. He says, perhaps when we are being set up for a fall.
I mean, Sprawl's good at investigating stuff through a lot of hacking.
This is a pretty high secure area, assuming they give me permission to access their systems. Doesn't mean I won't do it anyway, but if they try to keep us off, they may be trying to set us up for failure.
Like, who could break into this fucking place? Like, there are angels, there are aliens here? It's weird.
Well, without knowing the full extent of the security system and all it entails, can't really know for sure. The average bank, even with the guards, potentially an invisible, intangible villain. That's why we need to know everything this is designed to keep out.
Alright.
Alright, and he leads you through these, through like this kind of like labyrinth fest kind of thing. And he doesn't take you up the elevator, he takes you down. And you kind of see these people, like, there's holes everywhere.
Oh dear.
You can see definitely, like, bits and pieces of technology that's just dead. Sprawl, that you kind of, like, your nanites turn on for, like, a quick second before kind of, like, receding back into you.
So, what exactly do they do?
There's, like, you see turret emplacements that have just been destroyed, robots. There's holes, there's, like, one prominent hole in the wall that's been patched with this kind of, like, liquid, kind of, like, breaching, like, anti-breach gel or cement.
I meant the nanites. You were saying they did something. I didn't quite catch what you were saying.
They kind of turn on the light, is to make sure you know, like, this is kind of like technology. It's not like dead gears or something. This is wiring.
Gotcha. But it's all dead, so I can't really access anything from a distance, at least.
No.
Looks like they came in here guns blazing.
Indeed. What could have
They came out, actually, guns blazing.
Oh.
Did they come out with more than they came in with?
We don't know.
How small does your security system protect against?
How small?
Yes, if they were able to shrink to near
Not
subatomic levels.
Near subatomic. I mean, that's something we haven't considered. We can definitely do things, tiny insects, even something below an insect. Bacteria is fried with the cleaning system, so maybe they would have been fried in the cleaning systems to purge. They're everywhere. Laser gates and the vents. It would have taken a real mastermind to break into this place.
What's with magic?
Magic?
Yeah.
That might also be in your wheelhouse. We haven't got we have an expert on staff, but they're currently right now trying to divine something. Like
So
what's going to happen.
Okay, but he was busy when this all happened. I'm just saying, if you get a wizard who can like teleport you somewhere, it would be pretty easy to get in here.
He's more of an artifact manager than anything.
Okay, so he's
We're mostly
much
either
different.
armsmen or item specialists.
Perhaps we should discuss with your magic specialist.
I'll have something set up by the time you're done looking at the place.
And
But
then,
right now, I think you should go down there and see what went wrong.
naturally.
What was on, if we always have a 24-hour security system. That's why I'm not and also a guard. They managed to get past everything at first, but then once they started going out loud. They had laser and flame weapons, but they didn't exactly use flame on anything but whatever liquid came out of him. The perpetrators, I mean. You can look at the scorch marks maybe downstairs. Or, I mean, outside, not downstairs. Downstairs, you'll see what they did. We're still wondering how that happened.
Could this be the result of a containment failure of some kind?
No, this isn't a prison. And also any sentient AIs are kept under watch. They specifically headed for this place. The quartermaster has been summoned and is already here.
okay. Can he tell us what is missing?
Yes.
All right.
I'm sorry, information is on a need-to-know basis. Well, I'm not saying you don't have access, it's I don't know.
I understand.
And he kind of like licks his paw, and you've been talking in an elevator for some time before it kind of clanks on this floor. And outside, you kind of see a glob. And hold on.
So just to make sure I caught that right, he said something about shooting liquid out of themselves? Or was that just something I misheard?
No, I think that's what he said.
I'm waiting to see what happened, but like my brain, for some reason, my brain went, maybe it's magma man.
Unlikely, but possible.
Because then they could have come from below, and then the statement of they came out guns blazing would make a lot of sense.
Indeed.
But wouldn't he have then told us that there's a big fucking tunnel in the vault?
Well, I mean, he didn't. All he keeps saying is, "You gotta see it." So he hasn't really told us anything of remarkable thing other than it's apparently something unbelievable, and that we have to see it ourselves.
So
What?
this is what you might call clickbait?
Yeah.
Close enough.
Fascinating.
Anyways, you see this kind of like pile of goo that just pulsates regularly. And the kind of cat goes up and it's just like, they're here for you. And he goes, ah, thank you.
Oh, that's a person.
Do I recognize this species?
Yep, this is another big player, funny enough. There's actually a superhero of this guy's race. He acts like, his superpower is basically like flubber,
Nice.
but they're called... Let me just look it up quickly. They call it a Pesarari.
Presterari, okay. Hmm.
They're asexual. They kind of like produce off of their own if they eat enough.
Fascinating.
They're not exactly war folk, but just extremely polite that no one messes with them. It's like bullying the kid at the yard. They're basically everyone's protectorate,
Got it.
or a protectorate of everyone. Like, this is what people have ensured the independence of if galactic war would break out. Any case,
Yeah.
you are of the agency.
This is correct. I am verification of Just Force. This is Bastion, Sprawl, and Night Prowler.
Hey, man.
Waves.
Hello.
It kind of like the goo kind of like shakes, and it goes, "Greetings. Your first object of interest is the door behind me." And you just see it, and there's this humongous hole in it. It kind of like looks like it's just wrenched in, like inwards towards the room that he's like standing in front of. It's larger than anything you've ever seen, like any door you've ever seen.
Damn.
When you say like wrenched inward, you mean like not saying this happened, but it looks like maybe something very massive, like punched it and like dented inwards and such.
It looks like blast almost.
A blast from the
Like-
inside, though.
Not the inside, outside in.
Oh, okay. That would seem to confirm the exterior origin of the attacker.
At least from into the vault. It doesn't mean it was necessarily began outside of the establishment, though.
Indeed. Wise precaution.
In any case, the goo just kind of just sits there.
So is there any residue or blast marks or anything that can be like samples collected or anything like that off the door?
Roll me freak.
Because if there is, what Sprawl is going to attempt to do is use his
Yeah,
nanites.
there's some darkening in the plates of the metal.
Uses nanites to analyze it, and if he doesn't have it or whatever, then hack into like a chemistry lab somewhere and feed that data into that to analyze it, like Illuminati computers or something. Looking for my character sheet. Hold on.
Alright, temporary and stable condition.
Suppose two of us could help.
Oh, that too.
Um,
Not sure how I can help with this one.
I mean, verification could be providing catalogs of xeno explosives and like actors who would potentially want to do this and cross-referencing, like, oh, that couldn't be the thing because so and so makes that in their gut naturally. One person, so I could do that, I suppose.
Yeah, I'm just not sure who the second person.
But maybe like Joey could like kind of check it out for like any residue of magic or anything like that as an
That's
extra.
true. Yeah, I can do that.
Okay.
So
Alright.
if that's
So-
acceptable, then that 8 becomes a 10.
Yep. So, through that kind of like combined forces, kind of like Bastion, you're saying there, just watching them as you're kind of like standing next to like the couple feet high
Mm-hmm.
goo. And what you gather, Sprawl, is that this was kind of something circular hit it. Wasn't exactly an explosion, but a force like collided with the door. Something energy, something not plasma or kind of scientifically like, but almost near atomic. Joey, it's not magic. You help rule out that like with just how the suit kind of like reacts.
Oh,
On verification, you kind of it registers near. It registers kind of like this list of known weapons, close combat. This is not exactly clean enough to be of the Heavenly Horde. It's definitely like a maul weapon hit, like a maul or some kind of bludgeoning weapon hit it.
Huh.
And it did it once.
So a single blow.
I turn to the Glock. Any other things of note before we enter?
3 things were gone. 2 active, 1 relic.
What were they?
They are clearly labeled. I'm the only one that ever patrols with my own guard. And my own guard has no sentience or memory banks.
Which would, in perfect honesty, make you the prime suspect.
Except, I have business hours. I was not on site when the incident occurred. Nor do my people fight.
This is also accurate.
And where were you when this occurred?
Hello?
Give me a
Matt?
second.
In
Sorry,
my
stuff
tail?
just keeps coming up. I was at home eating dinner.
And can anyone confirm this story?
My wife, or any kind of like trembles for a second. Yeah, obviously he's embarrassed because verification, you know, it's asexual. Not wife, poor translation, bond companion. We were enthralled by Earth romance.
Fascinating.
Hey,
It truly is a wonderful system.
I'm still a fan of state-appointed parenting, but whatever levitates your hover case.
Bastion opens his mouth, stops himself from saying anything, closes his mouth, shrugs. At least it's close to the idiom at home. Goes inside to investigate further.
okay, I just want to make sure I understood. So he was saying that whatever was taken, we'll see, like, it was labeled on the box where it's missing from or something? Because he never actually told us what it was missing.
Yeah, he said there would be like
There's
misfits or something,
labeled.
right?
He wants you to enter inside.
Okay, yeah, just making sure. So, yeah, I guess...
So, yeah.
Enter.
You walk in and there's obviously this kind of like these pads with kind of like touch almost, but they're like 3 feet off the ground. And you have to walk a little bit to find them, but you see this one casing that's been delicately removed. And there's a layer of dust now on like the floor around it.
I wonder if the person with the giant hammer, or whatever it is, was the same person who got all the stuff out of here.
Maybe.
Seems entirely too delicate work for that.
Yeah, so how many attackers do you add? Like, how did they look like?
Most likely at least 2.
Is there any footage of them?
Everything is... I'm assuming the tech is all burnt and shut down here, too, still.
Yeah, you're trying to sense out everything, and there's just
Yeah.
fried, blasted, ripped off.
I want to read the labels of the stuff that's stolen.
There's kind of just the there's like touch pads at like the base, like 3 feet up from the ground of each pedestal.
Mm-hmm.
It kind of just glows slightly. Pulsates a little.
Yeah. I guess I mess with the touchpad and try to get like some kind of name display.
Yeah, you as soon as you touch it, like English comes up. And it gives you like banner of the 9th Coalition Army at blank 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 blank. And verification, you don't know this battle per se, but something rolls into your mind as like the history rolls down, and you remember this being like a bloodbath
For who?
for
The
basically
collective-
anyone involved. It was a stalemate that
Oh.
drove a stalemate farther.
And the other items?
The other items, have
So wait, sorry, it was a weapon?
no, it's a banner.
Banner.
Oh, it was a banner. Got it.
The other weapons, one was this. You kind of like see the image, and it's just the gilded maul of General Vinceriaf is the name. Of the Heavenly Horde at the Battle of, and it's the same one. It just gives a star designation and like a Earth like scientific planet name.
Mm.
And this goes on for the third one as well, and you kind of see like the hilt of Uzun Noyan Khan's blade. Same battle.
In that battle, was there any like particular force that that was targeted by these people? Like,
The wizards and the Horde was kind of going after this one mining planet, right?
Mhm.
Is the kind of gist you're getting, and then something intervened and brought that kind of conflict to a close.
Do I know? Can I look up what the history is?
Yeah, roll me. Actually, you're gonna have to look at the personal files for that one.
Okay. So that.
So
is that
you
the Belong in Two Worlds? Yeah, I guess I think.
Yeah,
It was
you can
Belong in
use
Two Worlds.
Belong in Two Worlds.
Okay, I'll take it. Woo!
Hold free.
Okay. So, what was the what was the strategic outcome of this battle? Like, who was the big winners and who was the big losers?
Everyone lost.
Okay. That's the wizards.
The wizards,
Mongol
wizards, like reptilian people.
Oh, okay, got it. The reptiloids, the space Mongols, and who else was involved?
A third force was recorded, but no one knows what it was. There's speculation.
Oh.
Some think it was criminal, some think it was a black ops on either side. In any case, what they wanted was gone, and a lot of death was in vain.
Huh.
Especially of noticeably the two force leaders.
Huh. And excuse me. I think Minna's gonna hold the other two. Just hold them for now.
I'm just not entirely sure why they'd steal these things.
Maybe they're fanboys?
This is possible. It is also possible that there is some sort of interest in this conflict. Well, okay, I guess I'll ask another question from there. What's the current political situation between for the Mongols and the reptiloids?
It's rocky.
Like, in both directions, or is there one side that's particularly distasteful of the other?
In both directions.
Especially because of that conflict?
Just because of that conflict is the one scab.
Who started that conflict again?
See
It was
the both
kind of like
sides.
it was a casus belli imposed on both sides, and they logged it in as resources. There's this weird kind of like book of war. The most prevalent nowadays is the collective will under policing, and
yeah.
under policing and liberation is the Mongols on diplomatic insult and basically conquering.
I mean, maybe the lizards just kind of did this to give a massive middle finger to the Mongols.
Maybe.
Are those only Mongols artifacts that were stolen?
No, one was from the lizards, one was from the Mongols, and the banner was of the lizards.
Oh, okay. Never mind then.
And then
Maybe-
the third item that was missing was
It was a weapon from the Mongols, a weapon from the lizards, and then the banner that was from the lizards.
Both sides have motive here. The lizards. Sorry, the banner is from the lizards.
Yep.
Yeah.
The lizards to rally their people, and the Mongols to insult their foes.
Maybe the third party that speculated could have been involved in this as well. Because then
Also
taking from both
possible.
sides would work. Like, maybe they're trying to get these two sides to go from rocky situation into all-out war.
This is also extremely possible.
The people who that belong to, are they dead?
The two generals, yeah, they died over an imposed duel because of the conflict resolution after one side got the upper hand, investigated, pointed the finger, the other person threw down a glove.
Interesting.
I mean, we dealt with a ghost before. Maybe someone tries to hold up a very fucked up seance or something with those items.
Is there any other sign of damage inside the room besides the door, or is it
The
just...
camera systems are wrecked. You can see that the robots haven't been activated. That the glob was telling about.
Wrecked, so in what way? Are they like
No, they're still in there, kind of like they're now like patrolling, but they look totally fine.
They just
so
weren't
someone-
there. They just weren't
Jesus.
online for the actual main event.
So someone either hacked them or had some kind of powers deactivating electronics when they're around.
So I'm gonna walk up to one and interface with it and check its programming or whatnot to see if it just didn't activate, if it had some sort of coding to not activate, or what.
Roll me plus freak.
Woo!
You're looking, and yeah, it had coding to not activate at such and such time. Like, basically, in 2:01 a.m., the new coding was asserted into it to not wake at disturbance of secured area number 9, and it lists out like the secured area. Yeah, we'll just say 9.
Is there any sort of a signature marking or anything to the code that can be extrapolated to who would have, where it may have came from, or whether it's on site or like manually inserted into each one, or...
It looks not manually asserted, but it looks on site. Like it was put when they got on site.
Right. Okay. I'm gonna go and look for the security hub.
Yeah.
Phone call came from in the house.
Yes.
I'm sorry, Sprawl, what was that?
I'm gonna go look for the security hub.
Okay. So the glob kind of like, you reach the door and the glob goes, "What's your query?"
I need to see the security office.
And he goes, "Of course. For security, head," and he kind of like, there's like an undulating like bit of the glob that kind of like point, and then after 5 steps, head, and then he point, and then it like flungs out to like to a right, like it heads to your right, and then it says like make another right, and then you will see the turrets. Since you are not of this place and they know that such a team has been requested due to the entropic nature of this incident, they will not shoot first.
And so the turrets will... Are they guarding the security office, or...
Of course.
Okay, just making sure.
It is like that for all offices.
Understood. And I head in the directions he told me.
Yep, you head in the direction. Is anyone following him?
I guess I do.
Yeah, I think there's. I think I'll just like be consulting the records while I'm at it, like scrolling through Space Wikipedia while I walk, trying not to trip.
Yeah, so you're just caught up in some research and like what the collective will knows, and you're kind of like searching through like the intergalactic times, basically,
Yep.
and what little public information access you have left from the united kind of like coalition of the entire universe.
Yeah, what they haven't kept me from.
They haven't kept you from, and then like what you can get on the .govs, basically, of the galaxies.
Rip. Hmm.
They cite a lot of like laws off of basic conflicts, and you have to search basic conflicts, and then you get some results and some histories and politics leading up to it. And then there's force sizes, and then some of them are just, you get Worum Ipsum Dolor Ested at like half of them.
Wow. Hmm. Hmm.
In any
my
case,
gosh.
Sprawl, you reach Bastion. You still are you just standing with the guy? Travis. Travis.
Bastion.
Uh-huh.
You just standing with the guy?
Yeah, sorry, I accidentally muted myself.
Oh, I'm sorry. Did you want to do anything?
No, I'm... Bastion's a little bit...
Needs coffee.
Yeah, and like maybe a little bit more information about like what we could possibly be facing, because it sounds like really we have 3 parties it could be, and no evidence that points towards any of them in particular.
Indeed. An accurate assessment.
Can we take a small break? I'm sorry, I have to use
Yeah,
Sure.
totally.
the little GM's room. I'll be back. We'll take like 10-15 minutes at
Okay.
most.
Gotcha.
So go get yourself a drink, and we'll be right back to the investigation.
All right.
Last time.
Did anybody happen to watch that Power Rangers Hyperforce game?
I happened to miss it because I was in a call with a friend. How'd it go?
It's going to be a pretty great series, I think. Paul Schreier is fucking amazing. They upload the stuff to YouTube a week later, so it'll be up sometime Tuesday.
Nice.
Got it.
Was it a Let's Play?
It's a live role-playing game series. It's officially licensed and made in conjunction with Saban and everything, and 2 of the actors are actually from Power Rangers, different seasons.
Oh, nice.
One is the current Blue Ninja Steel Ranger, that actor, and then one of the other ones is Bulk from a lot of different seasons.
Yep.
Yeah, he stole the show, his character.
Wow, is it still going?
It just started.
Wow.
Power Rangers never ends.
Yeah, Power
Well,
Rangers
I mean,
is celebrating its 25th anniversary, but the role-playing game, yeah, it's brand new. It just started Tuesday.
what's its system?
It's a custom-made system they made specifically for Power Rangers.
Okay.
It's primarily it's a D6 system that also utilizes like some cards for some mechanics, but basically, from what I understand, they haven't really explained the details yet, outside of gleaning a little bit here and there. But in human form, they roll a 1d6 for their actions. When they morph, it's 2d6. Their Zords are 3d6, and then the Megazord, they combine everybody, so it's like 15d6.
Ah. What the?
And of course, they do have stats and skills and stuff that give bonuses for completion and stuff, or for rolls and all that.
Yeah, that's really.
It's set on continuing from like 16 years after Time Force ended, and then they're going to be jumping through time to all the different seasons.
Oh wow.
And then they're going to have actual actors from the show also reprising their roles as well. This one had the woman who played the Pink Ranger in Time Force playing the Pink Ranger again in the game.
Wow. Kind of nice.
And from what I understand, they're funded for at least 25 episodes.
Hey, not too shabby.
And Saban is going all in on it too. Like they produced an official theme song with the people they use and everything to make the TV show theme song, and like Saban's like all aboard on this. It's kind of crazy.
Wow. In a not too distant future, next Saturday AD, there was a guy named Joe, not too different from you or me. He worked
I can't believe how long the marathon went when they showed all the Power Rangers shows.
Oh my
Wasn't it like 13 days straight or something stupid?
I don't know how many days, but I mean, there's over 800 episodes.
Yeah, someone told me that, and I was like, nah, that can't. And I checked, and I was like, Jesus Christ, there's been so much Power Rangers.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Yep.
Yeah, apparently
Yep.
the marathon was one of the things that made this happen, because apparently it was super successful for Twitch, like one of the most successful things they've ever done in terms of viewership and stuff.
Interesting.
Yeah, I saw a couple of the Power Ranger series growing up. I saw like SPD, Dino Force, like Mighty Morphin, Ninja Storm. I think that might have been it.
Yeah, I always push if somebody doesn't really watch it, if they try at least one season to try RPM. I think it's just like the pinnacle of the franchise. It's a post-apocalyptic setting. Like the series starts out with there's one city left, that all that's left of humans. The machines have destroyed everything else. Now they're trying to kill the last of humanity.
So they have to go into the Matrix?
No, it's more like a Mad Max meets Terminator. It's a post-apocalyptic desert world on the outside, just been decimated, and the machines keep trying to invade the last human city.
Ouch.
It's a really dark setup, but the show doesn't like lose itself in the darkness either, and it's also very self-aware and kind of self-deprecating. So it gets kind of fourth wall breaking, and question, like, kind of mocks a bunch of the tropes of Power Rangers. Like, you know how when they morph and like there's always like explosions behind them.
Yeah.
there's an episode where one of the Rangers is like to their mentor who created all their powers, like, so when we morph, why does it always blow up behind us? Yeah. Well, that's the energy discharge from the molecular displacement of blah 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 blah. Like they make up like ridiculous science explanations for it, but it's done like in a tongue-in-cheek kind of way.
Huh. Nice.
I've been wanting to run a Power Ranger kind of based game for a while, but Hyperforce really pushed it forward, wanting to. I was thinking about using Fate, one of the Fate systems, but then I found a free Sentai based game somebody made online that seems like it might be okay, called Tokyo Heroes. Might try that.
Mm-hmm. Interesting. I've been working on an exalted hack of Powered by the Apocalypse for like, I don't know, a month maybe? Not even.
Exalted was one I always wanted to play for a while. Like one of the editions, I forget which one, I had like all of the core books for the different types of Exalted and still never actually played.
Oh god, no. You don't, it's, I mean, like, coming from like Power by the Apocalypse and having only, and like Fate, and having only really ever played PBTA consistently, well, that and D&D, but who hasn't? Like, Exalted is a game that does not wish to be played.
Well, I mean, I played the hell out of the storyteller system in high school with the World of Darkness stuff.
I mean, I guess if you have experience with it, it's more doable, but I don't, so it's like, yeah.
No, I don't know how different it is from the World of Darkness stuff, but I think it's all the same basic, primarily D10 system.
Yeah, that's accurate.
I'm currently in a new World of Darkness campaign on, and it's, the first session went a lot crazier of a direction than I expected, and I was like, alright, buddy, let's just see where this goes, because this DM usually makes only depressing shit, so I'm like, my soul's not broken yet, so that's a good step forward.
That in New World of Darkness, or in any World of Darkness, is kind of impressive.
Like, I'm in Saga of the Icelanders campaign on Saturdays, and like, I've never felt like I've accidentally triggered a bad ending more in my entire life.
Oh my god.
Every player's depressed. The entire homestead is sad. Literally no one's happy. We're subjugated by the most filthiest man alive. I'm like, man, what did I do wrong?
Oh my gosh. Terrible.
I was stuck between a rock and a hard place. It was like, well, you know, sell yourself into servitude to one of the scummiest mans alive, or send an innocent man to his death. And I was like, well, I don't want to send an innocent man to his death. And now I regret everything. I'm like, why is the moral decision the wrong decision?
Oh my god. Yep. So there's that. Yeah.
That's the only.
I have. Oh, go ahead.
I was about to say, like, that's the plus of this one, man. Things don't feel so hopeless.
Yeah, that's why I like. That's why I like Masks. 'Cause it's very optimistic. At least it seems that way.
I think it ultimately depends on the players and the GM. Even
That's true.
Masks could still be very depressing and grimdark if people wanted it that way.
Yeah,
Get that doomed boy.
Yes. Oh my gosh.
Which I need to start doing stuff to get the doomed in my game. Is get their doom track marked. It's been a while. They haven't really marked anything.
Yep. Sprawl could always go doomed.
Really, a lot of people can go doomed, and it's always sad.
Well, I mean that's an actual advantage though, is to take the doom track for the transformed or advancement, not advantage.
Hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. So like, well, you're gonna die.
I was thinking about it.
Yeah. I mean, like some sort of identity loss thing. Let's see. I had a Doom in a game I ran, one shot, well, two shot, whatever. Who the character was doomed because their evil alternate personality was to take over.
Interesting.
Yeah. So phenomenal psychic powers, but also.
Itty bitty brain space.
Yep. Exactly. Itty bitty thinking space.
Yeah, I had early on, kind of taken the concept of if it doesn't directly negate or contradict something that's been established, then players can establish stuff through gameplay. And
Yep.
so our version of Halcyon City now has a giant boxing ring that when kaiju come in off the coast, they get teleported into it, and that's how they're handled.
Oh my gosh, that's amazing. Oh my gosh. Yep.
Man, my DM is mean. He just sent me in the middle of this session. Roll better, Jack.
Oh my god.
I'll have you know I've been purposefully avoiding rolling, just so I don't roll bad.
Wow. I mean, that's honestly that's worse than saying get good.
It's my avoiding rolling is my best way to.
Yeah, but I mean, you also don't get advances that way.
You need to make good rolls, not no rolls. Where's your sense of adventure? I didn't ask for this abuse.
Oh my gosh.
Come on, man. Just because I roll bad in your sessions, along with Cameron's sessions, along with every other session I'm in, doesn't mean that I have to define my life by rolling.
Yeah, you're more than the numbers you roll.
Yeah, I don't know exactly how many more sessions are going to be in the volume for the game I'm running, but I decided I wanted to really mess with them though, and I think the volume they're in is going to end with the boxing ring breaking, and they have to fight like a kaiju.
Oh my
And
goodness.
they've already signed on to become corporate heroes, so they have like a major corporation backing them and trying to like make money off of their image and with TV shows and stuff like that, and
Yep.
and so that'll make them popular in Japan, which will get them to Japan.
God.
But on their way to Japan, they're not going to be warned about it. Japan has surrounding it an energy field that it's called the Transformative Omni Shield for Kaiju Obliteration, or the Toku field. And I had them all roll, so when they pass through the field, it's going to transform the nature of their powers, and 3 of them will basically become masked riders, and one will become a magical girl.
Oh my god. Yeah, everything suddenly becomes like anime.
And And so, like, the heroes of that world don't really like to go to Japan unless they're from it, because they turn into basically Power Ranger type characters against their will.
Oh my gosh, that's terrifying and awesome.
It was in part inspired by Ryan or Cam or whatever. I think it's Ryan somewhere in the name. Looking at that, but
Suddenly, my heart burns for justice.
saying how he wanted to run a Power Ranger session or something.
Oh my gosh.
This heart burns only for you.
What did I miss?
We're all anime characters now.
Fantastic. The villain, you never see him, but all you hear is a teleport behind you.
Next
and you hear,
time
oh my wa.
on Illuminati.
Shinderu. And fucking explode.
And we get a to be continued. and that's all I need to do this week. Congratulations. Thanks, guys. You made my life easy.
Everyone gets 7 potential.
Also take 9 powerful wills.
I guess Sprawl's changing again.
Oh dear.
Any case,
Yes.
we're walking down to the safety office, which you turn the corner, Sprawl, and it looks more like a bunker. With kind of like a rifle slit that's slightly larger than what a military bunker has it, and a very well-to-do door that looks super secure
I approach the door
and not at all off its hinges. It's totally off its hinges. There's literally a guy sitting there in front of it with like a gun of sorts. It's a very large, like the gun. It has like a rifle ending to it, but then it has this humongous tube to it, and he's just sitting there.
So I take it the security office is offline.
And it's just this guy in a suit. You can't really tell what he is. Funny enough, it's not an encounter. And he goes, "They got in."
And I'm assuming everything's offline.
You can try and salvage something. They had to use it.
If I can't get anything here, are there any other security offices that...
No, you can try and get it here.
I understand, but if I can't, are there any other security offices that weren't damaged in the incident?
No, each security office is local. That way the entire system can't be brought down by just one security office.
Okay, so they are still active and I could potentially find information there. Okay, got it. Thank you.
Yeah, it's been fucked with. But and he kind of like the mask opens and you can just see it's like a human. It's fucked, but you can try it.
Thank you. And Sprawl walks in and just kind of stands in the middle of the room and just sends out a mass of tentacles to interface with all the tech.
Only plus freak. Or unleash your powers. What that tentacle do?
Whoa!
Get it.
Nice.
So primarily what he's trying to find, since he has the time that the coding was added, the programming was added to the robots, is if it was online at the time, find out who was accessing terminals or what codes were used to access terminals and where the code was added from, and if it was offline at that time, then get the last known reading for whoever or whatever was present on the floor at the last security sweep.
Hello?
Oh, did we lose him?
Hello? Hello? Skidoobidoop-de-doop-de-doop-de-doop.
He's gone. He ain't coming back.
Aw, but I liked him.
Well, your question was obviously too hard, and it overloaded the Cryan Robo auto response system.
So I guess it turns out the security system found out that Dynamic Dan, the man of action, was behind everything with his partner, Dan Francisco.
Damn.
No, Dan.
God.
What is that from?
Some very old show.
A Travis that was more awake than this current Travis could probably answer that question.
Okay, I'm sorry, I'm back. I wasn't hearing any of you guys.
Hey.
It's all good.
So, you were trying to interrupt us something?
Yeah, so what Sprawl was trying to find out is, since we know the time that the coding was inserted into the security robots, who or what codes were used to access the computer on site to input it into the security system. If the security system was already down at that time.
It wasn't down.
Okay.
It was active. They got access to it.
And also then any footage or anything of anybody and everybody, from whether it's videos or scans or anything that were on the level around that time.
You kind of like get this weird, after your nanites pierce it together, is of these. A lot of things just short out after meeting these kind of like self-same bodysuits-esque. They register as no heat. Like it's almost invisible to temperature sensors. After that, you kind of see this, you see steam coming off one of them. You see weapons being fired directly at Cam. One of them doesn't even see anything, it's just sheared from above.
And
Another one raises its arm and blasts at it with this kind of arm cannon, and then you see this kind of like gigantic brute, like the outline of it, and it's holding like this gigantic like bludgeoning weapon that just arm raises, arm falls on camera. It was eye level with it. You were literally looking at its chest for most of that video. And you kind of see this picture of this team of some 6 specialists of various sizes.
And it's all just vague impressions and outlines because of the nature of the suits. It's not like any actual details. Can I backtrack the footage at all to see how they entered the floor?
You registrate elevator registration. And then you kind of see this kind of like long list of key cards. And I mean long list of key cards.
So the impression I'm taking away from that is they duped all the key cards, didn't know who could access what, and then just tried all of them until it worked.
That, but you don't see a trial and error, it's just this list of green.
Ah.
So they knew which one to use. They used in total, plus the key to enter the security office, about 7. Some used twice.
Yeah, log the names of all the cards, who's registered to them, and all that.
You're kind of hitting a wall in this system now.
Got it. So yeah, go ahead and then break the connection and relay all of that to the team. And so basically, we're looking at a group of 6 very apparently well trained and highly equipped operatives who appear to have performed this.
Not all human, or at least no longer all human, by the look of it.
Probably not.
Could this then be one of the 3 factions present at the battle in question?
It could be.
Can I spend my last hold to know if which side would have technology like this?
Yeah, you can.
Okay. Which side would have technology like this?
Both, technically. The Conet actually harnesses an individual, like, basically the well of the universe as cosmic energy to fuel whatever individual weapons they have. They have a very artistic nature to someone along these lines. And then the wizards kind of like take and adapt from everybody.
Well, darn.
So the guard with the kind of like the oversized rifle just kind of like looks back at you guys and say, "You see anything?"
Perhaps.
Alright. Well, if you're done, then please exit kindly.
Very well. And I disconnect from everything and turn to the others. So, where to now?
Well, clearly we must track down who these individuals are. And where they come from. Could anyone field, would anyone be able to, like, field a giant guy like that? Is that anyone's MO?
Everyone kind of uses the giant guy
Okay.
through like genetic engineering or robotic.
Okay.
I mean, we could visit the embassies of the snake wizards and the Mongolians.
Usually these suits, even the collective will has a couple of these kind of juggernaut suits to handle gigantic monsters at times,
Yep. Kaiju fighter.
basically.
So,
Perhaps we start with the lizards, since maybe they weren't wearing anti-heat suits, but instead the effects of a cold-blooded species.
verification has like a moment of like just awkward silence. Oh.
You doing alright? He just kind of looks at verification, who was just staring off for a bit, and then...
Oh no, just... That makes a whole lot of sense.
What?
Also, Sprawl, I wanted to add that the shield was that humongous kind of like tower shield was going on the entire time.
Drawing a blank on that one. What was that doing?
The energy shield protecting from turrets,
Oh, okay. Okay.
and they would go in single file.
Okay.
So they knew exactly what they were looking for, so they must have a spy in here. Or more. Someone who told them all of this and got them the cards. Maybe someone in here it was interested in getting that stuff out.
Perhaps in this room?
I look around awkwardly. But it's only us.
Or not.
I go back to the quartermaster, and ask if the key cards are, like, left at the workplace, or do the employees take them with them home?
They most definitely put into a singular vault on the first floor.
Were they in there too?
They are put into a vault on the first floor.
Yep, where the attackers in there.
He kind of blubs, and he goes, there was working all across the lobby. Some say they might have been found at that time, and a gigantic fight broke out, so no one exactly knows how they entered.
But it wasn't through the lobby, through the most obvious place, I assume.
It glubs, and the quartermaster just goes, I don't know the security of the first lobby, only of the vault.
Maybe we want to look into that, since they had multiple key cards.
Yeah, but nonetheless, they seem to know which key cards to use, like, without a doubt.
I mean,
Someone must have told them.
yeah, either that or they might just be employees.
Indeed. It's most common that the people on the inside are the ones who commit this.
Alright then, let's squeeze some information out of some people.
The Sprawl just stops for a second and thinks about what verification said about maybe we're not alone type of thing, and all these little vents open up across his body, and just clouds of like nanospores just start filling the entire vault area, like every square inch, to try to detect anything that's invisible, that might, like invisible people or whatever hanging out in the area.
They're gone. There's nothing there.
Okay.
They have exited the building. At least to your nano senses.
Right, they didn't physically detect anybody like hiding invisibly or anything.
Nope.
Okay.
Well, this is fortunate.
Well, I suppose the first floor security office is our next destination.
To the
Alright.
security office. Ba-da-da-da-da-da.
Yep. The Felinor just sits there, kind of like looks at its paws and goes to the first floor then, and then it brings you there. And it kind of like, it goes, you get to the door, and it opens. And there's just kind of like this sentient robot with just these kind of like, it's really steampunkish motion actually. And it goes, what is your query?
I need to see the security office.
He like nods and lets you in.
Alright, then
Turret's messed up on this one. Door isn't.
okay.
across from it, there's like there's multiple kind of like of these bunkers, each with like the turret messed up, and 2 have their doors like knocked off.
Yeah, so I basically go ahead and like try to do the same thing again that I did in the first one.
Only freak. Actually, never mind.
Well, rip. Could verification help with that? Again, like cross-referencing all the data that I got.
I want you to assess the situation.
Verification to assess the situation?
Yes.
Okie dokie. Woo!
Give me 2 questions.
Okay. Let me pull that up. What here is... How could we best end this quickly?
Go through the 2 doors that are busted open. Check them out.
Okay. And what here is in the greatest danger?
Diplomatic relations.
Yeah. Okay. Let's check the doors.
Right? Which, there's one on the left and one on the right.
Let's...
One on the right has action from outside of it, blast, plasma. You now start to notice this kind of like ashen trail.
Okay. I'm gonna follow the trail out toward like the way that looks like we're in the opposite direction that it looks like it was going.
Yeah, you kind of see this. You see it, and it weirdly like it goes out in some points. Like someone was really just pointing a flamethrower at the earth and just blasting things like on the ground. And it gets to this one point in like near like the wall where there's just nothing left. Like there was now like a semicircle, and now there's no more.
As in, like it. Huh. So it goes up to a wall and...
Yeah, one of the security walls.
Okay.
You walk past many guards as you do this. Every single person has like this kind of badge of a rook on their chest and right shoulder.
Wait, a rook, you say?
Yeah.
A chess piece? Okay.
Yeah.
Perhaps. So I suppose we should like follow through where it, like where the what is it? The trail of fire ends.
Ends at the wall.
So it's literally just a wall.
Yep. There's a wall. There's a semicircle around a large area, and there's nothing else.
Can I look up to see like if they like did they come in through the ceiling?
At some point the cat's gonna catch up to you. And he goes, apparently security engaged the assailants, and they ran through the courtyard to this wall specifically.
They ran to this wall.
Yes.
Do they see where they went after that?
teleportation.
Damn. Can I try and use that full spectrum scanning unit to see like if there's any residue of the teleporter system?
Roll me plus freak.
Woo! Plus freak, okay. Not superior for assess.
You're trying to extend your senses.
Okay, got it. Well, that's a miss.
Good potential.
Woo!
Anyone else like to try and take a shot?
I mean, only if it's magical. Origin.
Not getting that sense.
Alright,
Yeah, Sprawl.
there you go.
Alright. So yeah. Weirdly enough, right? Even though you've never seen magic used, there's a whiff. Like an odor almost. Like something sweated. A bead.
Okay.
Something was like constantly active almost, and now there's like this sweat. That it's the only thing you kind of like can describe it as.
But it's magical in origin?
Yes.
Wow. Someone used magic here and he was quite stressed to do so. So, seem we have like a coalition of really all kinds of superpowers here.
Maybe the lizards have also become wizards.
They're the race who can adapt from other people's powers, right?
The cat kind of shrugs at this, and it's just that's their gimmick.
Well, it wouldn't make sense that it were the reptilians then. I mean, we have a big guy with a huge hammer who can just smash a vault door in. We have a magic user, maybe someone with attacking powers of sorts. Who knows? But this is a wide variety of powers we are seeing here.
Well, I'm glad we have such specialists with us.
Don't know if that's meant sarcastic or not.
That's kind of how I took it.
Any case, would you like to see anything else?
So, is the place normally defenseless against teleportation, or do you have an anti-teleport field that just happened to be off?
No, it's not. There's a molecule disruptor. Anything that tries to get in or out, well, you're going to be part of a wall. And let me tell you, there is almost no near greater torture than having overlap.
So when you say part of a wall, is in limbs sticking out, or simply molecules blended in and you would never know it?
Where it ends or where it begins.
Is this wall maybe like the weakest of that field?
It's equal. Some person already tried to test if they broke out like a scanner or something, but some think that there was someone of an arcane leaning. Hence why they were able to circumnavigate science.
Yeah, that makes sense, but it would also explain why he was so strained by that. But yeah,
This
that
could also
must
be true.
be powerful. You stand a powerful teleporter or arcane user. We could like overcome that.
Not much to overcome. Arcane already circumnavigates the natural world, takes from its laws and bends it to the person's will.
Right, right. So yeah, we have a magic user. Besides all the other crazy stuff. I mean, okay, so far we got a team of all kinds of superpowers and a team who knew exactly what they were doing and probably had help from the inside.
Clearly. So how do we identify the inside user?
At that point, you kind of hear a ding, and he goes, "The diviner will see you now."
Ooh.
Well, maybe diviner's not a good term, but our researcher on call will see you now.
Okay.
He's more of a all-rounded being, or is it a she? It's so hard to tell. And so the cat like leads you upstairs now, into the building upstairs. You get outside and you kind of get to this kind of like meeting room where you see this very, very stressed out Kafal.
Sir, what have you discovered?
They're gonna keep moving, I'm gonna tell you that much. Constant in, out, in, out. One thing gone, next thing gone. Message after message. Crime after crime.
In and out of what?
The spell wasn't specific. I had to break before I started to get hurt.
That will explain why the guy was so strained. He had to fight you off.
I wasn't the one he was fighting.
Who that?
I have no idea. All I know is they're going to keep on this reign.
Oh, man, is there any way we could, like, I don't know, tell, like, does magic have its own kind of, like, arcane footprint to it?
You got ley line, you got stuff that goes with the flow, and you got stuff that goes against the flow.
I'm trying to think of, like, some way we could track them.
What Joey encountered was stuff that was with the flow. It actually it kind of like stopped the flow at some point to build, and it then let go in a gigantic burst.
And
Perhaps if you were able to track this.
But I'm like a baby when it comes to magic. Could ask my dad.
is there any way I could rope in reading the files to know enough about the magical practices of each of the groups to see if there's any that would fall in line with that kind of stuff?
Yep.
Yeah, because like I know you said something about the space, taking from like the cosmos. Well, I failed.
More potential.
What's new?
What about my like ability to scan? Like, can I detect like magical discharges?
For the spectral?
Yeah, the full
Got
spectrum
active.
scanner.
Yeah, cosmic.
Say again? You're breaking up.
I'm trying to think. Arcane's its own very weird sense. It's everything at once. You'd
Well,
have to
then-
push your new sensors to like overlap everything.
Well,
Well,
Sprawl,
Yeah.
do you think I can count on you for some supercomputing?
I'll do what I can.
Alright. Let's set this up. And
Well, verification, roll me unleash.
unleash them powers. Woo! Yes. I think I will.
Okay, so you don't break your new toy
That's
unless
always-
you want to make it temporary unstable.
No, I think I'm going to take. What would happen that would make me? That would make me give me like a conditional response. What condition would I take? Like, I'd prefer not to break my new toy.
insecure maybe, because this is maybe a little bit too much of a case.
Yeah, this is definitely way outside my strike zone, and like, getting help from Sprawl, like, it's good, but like, come on, this is top of the line. This is top of the line collective tech. You know, like, shouldn't we be able to do this? I feel so like, I feel like I'm not pulling my weight.
Yeah, makes
Yeah.
sense.
Okay, so what is
Sounds good to me.
it? So does it scan?
Yeah, you get a humongous bloom from the area.
Okay. Now, do I get anything? Do I get any indication of where the other side of the teleport might be?
It's like a rainbow. You get a direction, you kind of get where you think they might have gone, and then it kind of like, it's this distance, and then it keeps going, and you're like, it's this distance, and you think it's shorter. You get a direction, and you get a couple of points to look at.
All right. I think I know where they are, or at least where they ended up.
All right.
I'll certainly help.
Alright, let's do what we can to find these guys. Then under his breath, Sprawl kind of mutters, satellite would be useful right now.
Oh God, no.
Bastion's just quietly thinking to himself, like, I hope we're not doing a whole pigeon situation again where we really overthought it.
That would be cool though.
We're not going to solve every problem by orbital satellite.
You,
Impressive the number of solutions things you can solve though with orbital drops.
true, I totally agree with verification here.
There's only so many times you can go to space before you start space.
You kind of cut out there.
Yeah.
There's only so often you can go into space before you start losing the wonder of going into space.
Oh, I'm certainly not there yet.
Exactly. That's a bridge I'll cross when I get to it.
Bastion shrugs.
We're not actually going to space, Bastion.
I know.
The cat kind of hums space. This is the place to go. Dun, 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 dun.
Alright.
All right. So I guess I will motion everyone into the ship.
Alright.
And go to like the nearest point.
End up in an alleyway.
Great.
Alright, let me try to find them. I'm the magic dude here after all. Yeah, I will try to like get a whiff of that magic once again.
Will you plus freak?
Alright.
Temporary unstable or take a condition.
God damn it. What condition would I take? Also insecure, I guess. But I need savior.
I mean, you
Okay,
could also
maybe-
do maybe like.
Maybe I start
Angry?
maybe I start straining myself a little bit because then I get angry about it. Because I have to cover like a whole like area of the city, or like at least a city block with my shadow powers, and that's straining myself. I get angry of it. Ah, god damn it! Ah, it was easier in the other suit.
You hear a whispered night power, and it just says that's because you're now going near the light.
Whoa! Who's that? Hello? Someone just told me something.
I thought your suit talked to you.
No, someone else. Someone said now we are going towards the light or something.
Could this be?
It's from your suit.
Whoa! You can talk?
No, that's out of character. It was like a hushed demon whisper.
Oh no.
What was once shouting is now just solitary whisper from like time to time.
I hate that guy. Anyway, do I get any like directions out of
Oh yeah,
that?
yeah. It's underneath you.
Oh, it's underneath us, guys.
Like underneath the street, underneath, or just like below us.
Below us, pretty much. Get a strong feeling.
Well,
Anyone would make sense if they didn't like ended up on the street, but instead like in a tunnel or something, or the sewers.
Yeah, maybe we should find a manhole and check.
All right, yeah.
Yeah, when he said
Go out to the street.
when he mentions finding a manhole, they kind of look back and see Sprawl's like arm kind of going back from being a drill back to normal.
Yeah, we're not doing that again. Come on, man. Let's keep city damage to a minimum.
Yeah, better that. You have a bad reputation when it comes to that.
Yeah, I couldn't tell with their team name. Kinda just shrug.
Very well.
Alright, let's descend into the underground.
descend into the. Hey, wait a minute. We've done this before.
Maybe I just like you guys on the ground. See, I did that cheap, like, general GM deaf character humor that DMs of D&D love just bashing their players over the head with.
Yeah, I'm terrible.
Yes, in this game, we're subtle about it.
In this game, we're very subtle about our stupid fucking jokes. In any case, you go into the ground, you get sewer, you kind of like, Joey, you kind of go back the door, and what is concrete is now brick.
Ooh.
What if we...
Well, how about you try out your new plasma gun on this brick wall here?
First, it behooves me to scan behind it. Is there anything like that's likely to be hit, or how thick is the wall, actually?
Like maybe half a foot thick.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I'm gonna set this to like a minimum, to basically the torch set to plasma torch setting, so that anything behind it, you know, will only get hot, not dust, not turn into ash. Okay.
Yeah, you kind of like cut through it, almost melting a lot of it.
Plasma torch on minimum setting.
And the first thing that you get is this dust just exudes from the hole.
Ah!
Does
I
it
don't know what you're having trouble with.
does it seem like the dust that was all over the vault?
No, just seems like age, mold, germs. You walk through verification, you kind of like a lamp on your shoulder turns on, or at your head,
Yep.
on your helmet, and you just see like
Classic.
skeletons of like rodents. And you kind of swerve around, and you're getting into those kind of like old access tunnels almost. You still water pads at your feet as you guys walk in. You definitely see like someone roll me assess the situation.
I will do that. Okay. What here can I use to find the thieves? Find the Talisetti Bank thieves. Or
So you stroll through, like you can use your spectral
Okay,
helmet spectrums to just roll through those.
gotcha. And what here is the biggest threat?
There's some two large ones there. You see footprints, big, deep. Everyone's in kind of like this circle formation.
So you're saying they don't walk single file to mask their numbers?
Only apparently towards turrets.
Okay. In that case, yeah, I'm gonna use my full spectrum scanning.
So you roll through, and then you see the footprints, right? There's 6, and then 2 roll through, like move out, like together,
Okay, got it. So 2 split off.
and then you kind of like turn on the full spectrum again of everything, and you kind of see like your suit's CPU starting to heat up quickly, and you see the beam again,
Which beam?
the kind of teleportation.
Oh, yeah. The like where
The source of magic again.
gotcha. And where does that go?
Back up.
You mean back to the Bank of Nebulon?
Nope.
No. Okay, where does that? Sorry, who? Oh, so 2 of them teleported away, right?
2 of them walked away.
Okay, and the
They
other
split off from the
other
group and headed down a tunnel.
and the other ones teleported away.
Yes.
Okay, got it. I'm gonna relay this to the group. Nope. It appears that 2 have split and may have remained here, or at least a much longer.
Well,
The other
makes
4.
it much
Huh?
makes it easier for us to beat them up, I guess.
Indeed. Can I mark the other end of the teleport on my map, and then
Following what you suspect to be another landing point on the rainbow.
Interesting. Okay. And then, okay. We can go to the next teleportation point at any time, but the other two may remain here.
Alright, so let's go after the guys here first.
Agreed.
Alright.
Well, technically, since it's dark down here, I could extend my senses once again. Through the darkness.
Just trying to find them.
Yeah, pretty much. Down in the dark tunnels.
Roll me plus freak.
Just... not...
Ooh.
No.
Verification can aid by sending out broad spectrum pings in order to well, help guide him. Also, I think we should only have like, if after that, I think we should only have 3, or actually no, we should only have 2 team.
Yeah, I forgot about that. Right, so what do you want to do, Joey?
Let's make it temporary or unstable.
Right. So, because of the pings, you actually hit like this way where shadow stops, right?
Mm-hmm.
In an abandoned tunnel. And then with the pings, you get a direction in space of activity. And then just like when you're like, "Hey guys, I might have," you get this like blinding, like you get this sense of like this wall of light rushing out from the area.
Ah!
Yeah.
Oh God! What
Are
was
you all right?
that? Yeah, just someone just like shining a fucking laser point at your eyes. Ah, so bright. Hurt.
I go to where he is.
You go to where?
I'm sorry. Wait, where did?
Oh, he was traveling away, right? And then he found this weird section of light.
Okay, got it.
Like there was this door with this kind of like archway with just light coming out of it, so he couldn't see what's inside.
Yeah, but hey, that's
And then it suddenly like just as he's about to say something, it just floods out quickly and just knocks him out of his concentration.
yeah, but
And then he gets snapped back to where we are.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, it's not really he gets snapped back. Like he kind of like gets into this trance almost, right?
yeah, pretty much.
Huh.
Kind of intensity just staring in front of him. But yeah, but I got a general direction where we should go. Just couldn't see inside there.
Indeed. Let us proceed. And I assume everyone goes there.
I guess, yeah.
Yep.
Okay, so you walking, you're like what?
I guess
The NERM rounds are gelled. Ready to, and rounds are chambered.
But are you running? Are you like what?
I guess
Approaching
walking?
cautiously.
Yeah.
Alright, so you get to where you see this archway and then you just kind of see like this weird kind of like spent grenade casing.
Hmm.
Inside of it, there's just this like dead kind of crystal.
Hmm. Are we sure it's dead?
Yep. Your people use these verification.
Oh dear.
Something as a something of a source, a mineral almost to for your for your
Anti-magic
grenades.
grenade. Oh my gosh. And oh dear. I'm gonna immediately scan for closed time like loops.
Closed what?
For time loops.
You want to explain that one to me?
To see whether this is in fact actually, well, I suppose I can just check the serial number.
There's no serial number.
Do all of these come without a serial number?
The minerals?
No, the grenade.
Yours comes with a serial number.
Okay, but this one doesn't?
This one doesn't.
Because it's gone, or because like it just wasn't made
Because
with one?
it's what it was made.
Okay, got it. Well, that's reassuring. Is it the same? Is it a collective will designed anti-magic grenade?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, this is not good news.
What's wrong? What's that stuff?
This appears to be a collective will unit.
Oh my gosh. Do we have to fight your guys now?
I sincerely hope not.
You guys are very careful, like handing out that stuff, right?
Definitely. Out of character, are we?
Oh, hell yeah.
Okay.
This is giving you an anxiety ride like no tomorrow.
Oh dear.
Like the anxiety only
A
the
collective will design without a serial number?
Oh
this
yeah.
is this is what the last pages of the Book of Paranoia speak about. The anarchy,
Yep.
the evil.
Someone is selfish and they're on Earth.
Fuck.
In any case, you just see a couple of MREs.
Of
And then what
collective
looks
will
to be
MREs?
just, and like, yeah, like just meals. Like Earth Army meals. And of course, you see like one plate.
They're really decked out with all kinds of stuff.
Yes. I'm sorry, could you repeat that? Was it you said this was Earth MREs?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, got it. Indeed. This is very suspicious.
Suspicious seems to be the name of the game for everything we do.
More so. Oh. I understand why we were sent here.
Yeah? Why?
Command must be worried about the possibility of our materiel being appropriated.
Okay.
That anti-magic grenade that has no serial number. It appears as though it was stolen or perhaps supplied.
Bastion, what are you doing?
Oh, we lost them long ago.
Wait, what?
Travis?
He clearly needed more coffee.
Yeah, he's
You
gone.
muted,
man.
mate? Oh boy.
Yeah, he was already super sleepy before, I guess.
Alright. Okay. Yeah, okay, so go on with your conversation. Verification, you were explaining your people?
Yes, it is highly unusual that they would. It is highly unusual that they would give out this kind of material, certainly without a serial number. It is extremely suspicious. It is possible this is some sort of unregistered, off the books, unwilling operation.
Oh my god.
Also, that's clearly a human MRE. So, someone stole our stuff.
Well, yeah, let's keep that for the evidence later on. Maybe follow that up. But yeah, let's look around.
And just as you say follow, Joe, you kind of like hear this kind of like shink. And you see
Uh-oh.
Bastion tense up and he's like, you're not going to be doing any following later, human.
Sprawl just said?
No, it's coming from Bastion. Also, I hear him snoring, so I'm just going to mute him quickly. There we go. Great job, Travis. Ace work. Any case, you look to Bastion and he's just kind of like, his mouth is like gagged, and you kind of just see this slender figure with sharpened nails pointed at his throat.
Verification. Snoring. Aww. Verification does not raise his arm. Immediately lunges on Slenderman.
He's not tall. He's about your guys' size, funny.
Oh, okay.
enough. He has a very just round helmet, swim bodysuit. Something technical is going through. But there's openings for like his hands, and you just see these gigantic like claws coming from the like metallic sheen.
So I'm guessing reptiloids.
Nah, doesn't look like nail. Looks like metal.
Buddy, you have 3 seconds to drop my friend, or you end up like that guy from Ghosts, dragged into the abyss by darkness.
If I go, he goes with me.
They're not interested in him. Look at them.
Bullshit. Total bullshit.
So, Sprawl
The question is, oh, go ahead. Sorry.
is going to release from one of his feet a line of nanites that are just, they're normal size, like a row of 1 each, basically, just straight out, so you can't see them because they're nanomolecular sized. It goes out past Bastion and the guy, and at the other end kind of creates a tiny little disc that creates a hard light projection of a giant creature that walks up behind the knife guy and just taps him on his shoulder.
What are you doing with this?
It's like a distraction. So yeah, it'd be provoking him, I guess, to taking action against that.
Yeah.
Woo!
And so as soon as, like, right before it taps, it goes. Sprawl points and, is he with you? And then he taps the guy on the shoulder, the giant creature thing.
He says no. and then from the back of him, kind of like these cabinet doors almost open up and just spikes shoot out of him like rapidly, and it tears your construct apart.
Now, now
Like,
verification. Let's grab the
Hundreds of like these kunai like quill. You don't. It's just instantaneous, and your ears are just ringing with this sheen
Oh my gosh.
of just how much metal was just launched at it.
Let's grab him.
Oh dear.
He's starting to like. As soon as he just immediately like, as soon as like the ejection stops, he starts like he grabs like Bastion, cuts something along the wrist, and starts running.
Verification as he's running by, sets the NERM round to clot mode, and shoots it at whatever he cut.
Roll me support.
No, so he cut Bastion, dropped him, and ran?
Yep.
Okay.
He's running.
And while he's supporting him, Sprawl is gonna try to do like the stretch rocket arm thing like he's done before to reach out and grab him.
Roll me plus danger.
Oh wow. Woo!
Nice.
Take it.
What 2 do you want?
Well, seeing what he did from behind, avoid his blows. And then like, take his mobility, like basically use my arms and like bind him in place or something.
Should we lose you again?
Hold on, I'm working stuff out. Give me a second. Alright, here's what this guy does. Sprawl, you're waiting from it. And he goes, "You bastards aren't gonna be pleased, and neither will he." And he blows up in your arms.
Oh God!
That was unexpected. Is that a powerful blow?
Nope. You resisted it.
Okay.
Yeah. I come from behind the thrown over table where the fruit was on. Oh my God! What happened? Dudes normally just don't explode like this.
Perhaps it was a magical construct.
I don't
It's like
think
it's
that
like
was
one of these like ninja puppets.
Ooh.
a suicide agent.
Would you like to analyze?
Yes.
So, very well made robot. Extremely well made. Handcraft. You kind of like get like the head busted off, funny enough, in a place where all that's left of what you think is a face is just this kind of death mask, almost. And there's these kind of like little ears carved in it, and also like whiskers.
So, like one of the cat people, kind of.
Kinda.
Is it have any power or anything at all left I can actually interface with for CPU, memory, anything it had?
Let me assess the situation.
to cross-reference that with my list of alien materials in common use.
Oh boy. You don't know about this specific one. Sometimes the Felinor come out with a new model or an experimental model. And this is some looking like some like Black Ops kind of level stuff to you.
Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear.
Total annihilation from the back side of it. Medical incision level worth of accuracy.
Oh dear.
The gilded death mask. Someone spent a lot of time on this thing.
Oh dear. Yeah, this is probably Felinor.
Look, guys, I get Sam to hospital.
Oh yeah. Did it work?
What you learn is that, well, you'd have to find its maker.
Okay. Well,
Felinor kind of like make these things like individual locks.
okay. Well, we've got to, first things first. We've got to make sure Bastion lead out again.
Yep, the Nerm round is holding perfectly fine.
Oh, okay.
Well,
Do we take him to a hospital, or he's mentioned a healing tank a few times?
I can go there. That's no problem. I'm just saying, these things are made by cat people, right?
It's like sentient cats.
Look, and there's one cat person we know who is pretty high in the walls that was breaking into. Do you can connect the dots? I'm just saying, it's very highly suspicious, isn't it?
Potentially.
All right, you guys go after that cat person. I bring Sam to hospital, and then I grab Sam and like ride away on like a wave of shadows, I guess.
Yes, there were supposed to be two.
To what?
Two people we were following.
Oh. Should we?
Wah, wah, wah. And I think we're gonna end it there, folks.
Alright.
Oh, timing. Oh my god.
Yup.
Alright.
End of session moves. We're gonna let Travis do his whenever. Anyone else want to go take next? Next.
Yeah, Sprawl probably grew closer because of verification, just constantly helping with the assists, and the initial just calling us because he had something coming up, some sort of mission type of thing coming up that he knew he would need us for.
Yep. And
Technically, you guys did get more team because combat did kind of start.
Yeah,
It's all good. We had enough. Backup.
but I think he
This is the lowest I've ever seen your team. I'm just gonna keep it here till next time.
I think he already has influence over me though.
Probably does, so he can shit away Blizzard. And don't you get potential?
I do, so that gives me an advancement.
And the Lord shines and he says, make your characters complicated.
Yes.
Did you want to shift my labels, or?
I mean, I can.
Yeah, it's up to you.
I feel like, based on this, I'd shift your savior up, and your probably your mundane down.
Cool.
And I'm actually going to reciprocate that. I'm going to say that verification grew closer to Sprawl. So if you want to shift my labels, you can also do that. Sprawl?
Yeah, I'm thinking labels
Okay, gotcha.
based on everything that actually happened and whatnot.
Yep.
I don't know, I kind of want to go mundane up based on just the response to dealing with all these races and stuff, and it was almost like a more of a history buff, like kind of amazed and enthralled by the situation, like just something, all these things and races or whatever that are stepping up all of a sudden.
Yeah.
And
Introducing you guys to that wider universe.
freak down.
You've taken your first step into a larger world. Okay, I'm good with that, yeah.
Right.
And,
Who's next?
Mark my...
I grew closer to the team and I give verification my influence.
Okay.
So you already have it?
I believe so. Yeah. I've got it. In that case, probably... Probably Savior up.
I already have Savior at 3.
Okay, in that case...
Freak maybe? I use
Yeah.
that a lot.
yeah, Freak. And probably Danger down.
Alright. Cool.
Since you weren't like a huge combatant this round. Yeah. Okay. I think that's it.
We'll just we'll split Sam's in like 3 ways, so we all get an extra potential and he doesn't get anything.
Yeah, that's how that works.
That's totally how that works.
Everyone can change their playbook now, actually, and or just make new characters, and then he'll just show up.
Oh yeah, we all died. We had to roll new characters.
Yep.
It was because you weren't there.
Yep.
Yeah, we
let
saved
everyone
you
die.
and sacrificed ourselves to do it.
Yep. Hope you like having that guild on your head. Oh boy, I could make a very, very terrible joke, but I'm not going to do that because I care very much about the issue.
Oh dear. Yeah.
Everyone probably can realize it if they're smart enough. It's very serious, very real.
Alright.
I think I missed the lead-in, so
Otherwise, yeah, that's where we're gonna end it. We're supposed to be chasing 2 people. Bum 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 da 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 da.
Alright. Well then, until next time. Thanks for jamming.
yep. Thank
I
you.
hope you guys had fun.
No problem.
Yeah.
I know this
thank
was
you.
largely investigative, but
Yeah, it was a nice change in punching things.
Yep.
yeah, I like that you guys got to interact. I'm sorry I had to like dig through notes for like races and stuff.
It's all good.
And Sprawl actually got to do stuff in a non-combat thing. Usually when we're investigating, kind of not doing anything.
Very true. A lot of technology this time around. Not a lot of magic.
But a lot of darkness in the sewer.
Mm-hmm.
Alright. Then until next time, guys.